Anchors up, sells it full. Welcome to the Sloopcast. How you doing today, Kyle?
Doing all right, Jared. How are you?
Doing good. What's on the docket for today?
We got Know Your Enemy. Today we're going to cover the Purdue Boilermakers. Coming into this game with 2 wins. With just 2 wins for the year.
2 conference wins?
None in conference. They are on a 7-game losing streak.
To be fair, so is Penn State.
Well, they're only on a 5-game losing streak.
Hey, you know what? Don't let facts get in the way of my jokes.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about that? Did you ever think about that? Don't actually my jokes?
Beating Ball State in Southern Illinois and then losing to USC, Notre Dame, Illinois, Minnesota, Northwestern, Rutgers, and then Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan being their closest game. Second. They almost beat Rutgers too, but.
Hey, it's Rutgers.
It's Rutgers. Hey.
Listen.
The
Rutgers is the Purdue of the East Coast, and I've been saying that. Ouch. I just hit my leg against my desk and it hurt.
Not good news for Purdue as their running back, Devin Maccabee, is out for the season after an ankle surgery. Yeah. So they're they got their workhorse out, who's already had 125 carries for the year. Going to go with probably a pair of running backs, Antonio Harris, who has 31 carries, and Malachi Thomas, who has 39 carries as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. And this is also his last year of eligibility. So hopefully the ankle surgery goes well, because he's a guy who, and I looked this up before the show started. I don't normally follow like draft projections all that closely, especially during the season. But he was a guy who's kind of a fringe 7th round draft pick. But definitely a guy who was going to like make a camp and potentially, work his way onto a roster. So I hope for his future is all. Just like, I think he's a fine running back. I think he, I don't think he's going to be like a starter in the NFL, but I think he could go play and be a part of a roster in the NFL. And I hope that, that still works out for him. But who, and you let us know who would be replacing him. How about just Kyle? Can we just do vibe check? Purdue vibe check.
Yeah, just looking at the numbers here, just not good. like you're trying to find like what is it that they do well in, and not really good in really anything, honestly. Maybe a little above par in rushing yards per rush, but the running back is out.
Yeah.
A little bit above par in passing yards per game. Okay, they're probably going to have to be better at that with their main running back out. And then defensively is worse. The defense is worse. They are near last in yards per play, pretty much last in passing yards per pass. So they're letting up a lot of yards through the air, and they're near the bottom in turnovers per game as well too. Like they're not causing many turnovers on defense, and they're averaging 2 turnovers per game on the offense too. So not good. They need a lot of help, and they put a pretty good game together last weekend against Michigan, but they just
I watched that game.
They just couldn't.
Michigan couldn't get out of their own way. Like I don't mean to. I would love to sit here and crap on Michigan. This is an Ohio State based podcast. I would love nothing more than to sit here and crap on Michigan. And I guess I still can do that, but like Michigan was just playing a terrible football game. They turned it over, I think, twice in the red zone. Maybe like even in the end zone. Like Michigan was playing terribly. It was Michigan playing bad. It wasn't Purdue playing good. If that makes sense. And when I say bad, I just mean like sloppy. It was not a good game for Underwood. He's a true freshman. That's going to happen. True freshmen are going to have struggle games. So I'm not even trying to like rip on him per se. My point being that this was Michigan screwing up more than it was Purdue having a good game.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm making sense. So I don't even know if that's me defending Michigan exactly. But point is that the game shouldn't have been nearly as close as the 21-16 score indicates. Like Michigan played better than 21-16. Except of course for the turnovers, which count. They still count. But
yeah.
So I don't know. It's just I don't know how accurate it is necessarily to be like, well, Purdue had a pretty good game against Michigan, and like they capitalized on the turnovers. You know, don't get me wrong. You know, they played their. It wasn't like the ball was handed to them on a platter. They capitalized on the opportunities. I think they do have some talented guys on the defense. I think Manny Powell's a very talented linebacker. Rael's is a very good safety. I think they actually have a good crew overall. I think they're pretty strong in the linebacking room. This is still a Big Ten team. Is it a bad Big Ten team? Yes. Is it a bottom seller Big Ten team? Yes. Are they the worst Big Ten team? Yeah, probably. Probably. But I was supposed to say something nice after that, but I don't think I can. There was supposed to be a but, and then I say something nice. Because there was supposed to be like a, but could they beat Ohio? Yes, but I really am not sure that they could.
I just realized, Jared, there are 4 teams in the Big Ten that have not won a conference game yet. 4. Not 1, not 2, 4 teams in the Big Ten that have not won a conference game.
Listen, there's not that much to talk about with Purdue. We're now doing this. So Purdue's one of them.
Yes.
Rutgers won.
No. Because Rutgers beat Purdue.
Damn it, that's right. Wisconsin.
Okay.
So there's 2.
Not sure they can beat.
Let's see.
We mentioned one earlier.
Michigan State.
That's 3.
Maryland?
Nope.
I wasn't sure about that one, but I was already leaving too much dead air out there. The Northwestern has, Minnesota has, Iowa
Northwestern's
has.
3-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indiana obviously has. Ohio State obviously has. The Fighting.
The Fighting Fickles.
I already said Wisconsin.
No, you didn't.
Yes, the hell I did.
You said Maryland.
I said Wisconsin before that.
Wisconsin has not won a Big Ten conference game yet.
I think I said Wisconsin right after I said Rutgers.
I didn't hear it. Maybe Z Spikes heard it. I didn't hear it.
Well, luckily we record these, so we'll find out who's crazy.
They only have 27 points in conference.
He didn't say it?
Boom.
Listen, hold on. This is being recorded. I will check the tape. If I didn't say it, I thought it very loudly.
All right. So offensively, and this is going to be my enemy player to watch. I think he's going to have to be the difference maker. It's going to be their wide receiver, Michael Jackson III. I think he's a pretty good wide receiver, dangerous in the return game as well. I think if Purdue's going to get any kind of success, it's going to get him the ball, get him to make plays, maybe be the Achilles heel for Ohio State. I know that to some it's still a too soon to kind of compare him to a certain
Stop
wide receiver.
Nope, stop it. You're being silly.
I am being silly. I know. I
yeah. Okay, that's fair. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. We're doing our best here to try and make the Purdue Know Your Enemy entertaining. All right. Like Ohio State's is going to waffle stomp. Don't Google that phrase. This team. We're getting like a little MAC break in the middle of the Big Ten season. That's what this game is. Kyle, could Purdue win the MAC? Go.
Could Purdue win the MAC? They'd compete, but I'm going to say no.
They'd compete.
They'd compete, but no.
Yeah, maybe not. They wouldn't win the American. They wouldn't win the Mountain West. Who's left in Conference USA? Maybe I don't know about Conference USA. They might win the MAC. They might win the MAC. I'm not saying they would win the MAC, but they could win the MAC.
All right, we're just gonna move on, Jared.
Kyle, I'm trying really hard over here.
The other wide receivers here, Nitro Tuggle, leads the team in reception touchdowns, and Corey Smith as well.
Was Nitro Tuggle? Was he an American Gladiator?
That does sound like a name here.
Listen,
Nitarion Nitro Tuggle.
I'm just saying he might have a career in the WWE.
Nitro used to be Jared.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he was a highly. And I need to see if I can find it real quick here. He was a. He was a 4-star recruit who committed to Georgia, and then after 1 year, transferred over at Purdue. Corey Smith is the third wide receiver, and there always seemed to be maybe a tight end that they love too. Not so much this year. No. George, only 9 receptions for 94 yards. Not too much. Yeah. Defensively,
they have some guys on defense.
Yeah, it's a typical Big Ten defense. Linebackers leading the way in tackles, but their safety though, safety is a pretty good one.
Yeah,
really good.
Now,
really good.
I'll say this: we talked about this earlier in the season. I forget with who. I think it was maybe with Ohio. If we go back, going back to the MAC, it's typically not a great sign when your safety's your leading tackler. Now, granted, he's tied. Now, granted, he's tied for leading tackles. Now, that typically either means that your safety's fantastic or that the other team's getting to the third level a lot.
Or both.
Yeah. Yeah. We have some analysis from Spikes in the chat. They whipped Ball State, who is 6th in the MAC, so maybe they make a run in the MAC. There is zero doubt in my mind that they'd be in the top quarter of the MAC. So yes, I expect them to whip Ball State. But would they finish? They'd be a top 4 team in the MAC. I'll say that. Maybe even a top 3 team in the MAC. But would they win it?
All this MAC talk, Jared, and MACtion is going on right now.
Who's playing? I don't want to talk about Purdue anymore. Who's playing?
Akron's hosting Massachusetts, and we have the real Miami taking on Ohio.
Ooh. All right, let's wrap this up.
All right.
First we're going in Ohio.
We're going to take an ad break, so then we can go ahead and get into our sloop sayers then.
All right, let's do that.
TheSloopcast.com is your go-to link for anything and everything Sloopcast related. Why did that pop up? There we go. There you can find like our YouTube page, Discord, Patreon. You can find our Spotify link, our merch store, our 7071, our podcast feed, our Ohio music playlist. So if you like listening to all of the different music that Jared picks out and puts them into a playlist, we got you covered right there as well. All of those links and more over at thesloopcast.com. We'll go ahead and take that ad break and be right back.
Okay, Kyle.
Yes, Jared?
Time for the Sloop picks.
Let's do it. Ohio State, player to watch here. Who do you got here?
Ohio State player to watch. Officially, the Heisman campaign has started for Julian Sayin. After last week, he took the number 1 spot. Ohio State launched a website. There's a slogan. What's the slogan? I've already forgotten it.
We saying Heisman.
We saying Heisman. Not a fan. Not a fan of the slogan, but we move on. It's time to put up some numbers. Heisman at the end of the day is a statistical category. It's time to add. It's time to add to the statistics, and I think that's what we're going to do this weekend. Player to watch, Julian Sayin.
Sure. Definitely needs to add a little bit more touchdowns to his this season totals. Obviously, number 1 in completion, number 1 in passer rating, accuracies there. Let's maybe get a few little dink touchdowns for him to pad the stats.
Let's aim for 5.
5. Ooh. All right.
This is a stat padding game. That's what this
is. I agree. And
let's go for 5.
Kind of what I was going to go with Jeremiah Smith.
Sure.
I was going with Jeremiah Smith. I mean, he's been kind of doing things. I know he finally got a.
I'm sorry.
Really
was 20 yards per catch not enough for you last week, Kyle?
I was getting there. I said he finally had a good week last week where he broke the 100-yard barrier. The last time he did that was against Ohio. Yeah. So first time he did that against a Big Ten team this year. I'm going to say like he does the same thing. Get like 7 catches, $115, and another pair of touchdowns in this game too. So Jeremiah Smith.
We had an Ask Sloopcast question several weeks ago at this point, where it was just like, what do you do if they double cover Jeremiah Smith? What do you do to get him open? I'm like, just throw it to someone else. Start throwing to Carnell Tate. Start throwing to Claire. Start throwing to Ennis. You have all these other targets. If they want to stick 2.5 people on Smith, let them, because that means your other people are going to be open. And if you rip them apart enough with your other top tier pass catchers, eventually that 2.5 becomes 1.5. Then you can strike.
Yeah. Or you could be like Penn
That's-
State and like,
that's-
or you could be like Penn State and try to single cover them.
I called that. I called that on Know Your Enemy last week. I go, Knowles is arrogant enough that he thinks with his defensive backs at Penn State, that they think they can single cover him and Ohio State will take advantage. I called that. I called that.
What a game between those receivers there. All right. Animated player to watch. I already mentioned mine. I think Michael Jackson III, going to get him in the receiving, maybe in the run game too, and the special teams as well. Going to try to get him the ball more often here. Michael Jackson III is mine.
I got Taj Rael, the safety. You want those big plays? You want to stat those pats? You want to pad those stats? That's how a literate person.
That's how
would
that
say
works.
it. Yeah. If you want to pad those stats, you need some big plays. If you want those big plays, you got to get past the safeties. Taj Rael.
All right. Key matchup in here. I guess it's kind of that, Jared. It's Purdue's safeties versus Ohio State's receivers. Can they prevent these big plays where you had both Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith averaging over 20 yards per reception to each of them there? Can they limit that down to 10 yards? They can get them both to 10 yards a catch. That's a big win.
I got Julian Sayin versus Julian Sayin. Pressure's on now. You're no longer just the redshirt freshman quarterback. You're number one in the Heisman odds. There's a Heisman campaign for you. You have for some reason, Kyle. Yeah, you sent me the video, Kyle. You did see this. For some reason, you have Nick Saban making up stories about you on game day that didn't happen. It's the world is paying attention to you now, but you're still the same you were in September when everyone was wait and see on you. Everyone was kind of wait and see who's the new guy. He's a redshirt freshman. Expectations were a little bit low. Now you're the man. Now you have the national attention on you. College football playoff rankings are out. The Heisman campaign's out. The Heisman website's out. All the spotlights, all the cameras now pointed on you. How do you react to that? We've seen a guy who has been poised, who has been composed, who has handled himself incredibly well, both on the field and in front of a camera. But now there's not a camera. Now there's 5 cameras. Now there's not a microphone. There's 5 microphones.
Sure. All right. Spread pick. 28.5 points. If you listen to our Wednesday episode, you would know that Jared and I both picked Ohio State to cover. But what do you have as the final score, though, Jared?
As Spikes points out down in the chat, that is not enough. Final score, I don't think they get the shutout here. I think Purdue slips, like, I'm going to say a field goal in. I'm going to say no touchdowns. Purdue gets 3. Ohio State's going to try and pad some stats, maybe. One of two things. See, here's the problem. It's just kind of, what does Ryan Day want to do? Does Ryan Day want to pad some stats, or does he want to get in and get out? And because I want him to kind of pad the stats, but I feel like he's going to try and get in and get out.
Sure.
So I have Ohio State. Let's go. I'm going to say 31-0. I changed my mind.
Okay. I
am going to pick shutout.
Lot more. I have a lot more than that. I have Ohio State winning 45 to 3.
Yeah. I want this to be a pad. Nope, I said it wrong again. A stat padding game. But I feel like Ryan Day is going to do the grown-up mature thing and kill the clock, get in, get out, minimize fatigue, minimize injury. It's the right thing to do, even if it's not the fun thing to do.
Okay. All right. Awesome. All right. And that leaves us with Austin's over and unders for per don't. All right. First one for Austin's picks here. Max Clare plus James Peoples plus Quincy Porter plus Mylan Graham touchdowns at 1.5. I'm going under.
Max Clare, James Peoples, Quincy Porter, Mylan Graham. So he's looking for some backups in Quincy Porter and Mylan Graham. I feel like Max Clare gets a touchdown this game. So then the question becomes, does James Peoples, Quincy Porter, or Mylan Graham pick up a second one? And while I think that's incredibly possible, I'm not willing to bet on it. I'm going to go under.
All right. Both picking under.
It's so possible. It's so possible, though. It's a good number.
Yeah. All right. I have to look real quick here just to make sure I got the right thing. Brown pass attempts.
Yeah.
At 20.5. I was just looking to see what he's actually averaging here.
Okay.
Looking here, so it says passing attempts. He had 24 against Michigan, 20 against Rutgers, 10 against Northwestern, then 40, 50, 34, 39, 23, 26. So yeah, the last 3 games, he's definitely been under that. But I'm going to go over because of the injury and running backs here. They're going to pass the ball more. I'll say over. Passing attempts of more than 20.
I say that Purdue's going to have a lot of 3 and outs, and that Ohio State's going to kill the clock, and that he's not going to have the opportunity to throw the ball a lot, but he's also going to be forced to throw the ball a lot. And 20 is not that big of a number. I'm going to go under.
Okay. All right. Catches by Ohio State players not named Carnell, Tate, and Jeremiah Smith at 12.5.
Whew. Feels like a lot.
It does feel like a lot. I'm going to go.
Let's say Carnell Tate gets 4, or excuse me. Let's say Max Clare gets 4. Let's say Ennis gets 3. So that you're like 7. Let's say you get like another 3 from the running backs. That's like 10. And then you have, then the backups will come in. But how much will they actually throw when the backups come in? So, like, how many catches does Quincy Porter, Mylan Graham, etc. get? I'm going to go under.
I'm going to go under as well. From what I'm seeing here, they're averaging less than that. Like, if I'm going everybody under.
Yeah, I mean the season average is going to be well under that. But what Austin is predicting here with this over under is that we see Mylan Graham, we see Quincy Porter.
Sure.
we see.
I'm going under. I'm going under as well.
He's just predicting that a lot of the non-starters are going to get receptions. That's what he's doing here.
Sure. Thomas and Harris for Purdue combined rushing yards at 68.5.
Yeah, 2 backup running backs. Under. They're the backup running backs at Purdue. Ohio State is. It's under. It's under.
Against Michigan, they combined for 122 yards.
Cool. I tell you what, if you threw Brown in there, I might take the over. But
I don't know.
I wouldn't because of sacks.
I would have said I'd take the under. I'll go over. I think there'll be
positive. He is positive by like 100 and what I don't know. I don't have it in front of me, his rushing total. But I think he's like positive for like 150 something.
158 yards and 4 touchdowns.
I looked at it this morning.
Leads the team in rushing touchdowns.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I'm
going to go over. I'll say over.
I'm going to say under.
MJ3
-7 against Michigan. Well,
yeah. How many sacks though? I can't find that real quick.
A lot. There's several.
We're going to move. MJ3 and Ennis catches at 8.5.
MJ3 plus Ennis 8.5.
What is he saying by MJ3?
Michael Jackson III, Purdue.
Yeah,
I was confused for a second too.
Over.
Because
over.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna say under.
Okay.
I say Ennis. I would put it about 3 or 4, and Michael Jackson III, I'd put it like 3, 2 or 3.
Oh no, I think he's going to get more than double that.
I disagree, but I guess we'll find out.
All right. K-Mac and Edric tackles at 6.5.
Over.
I'm going under.
Okay. We have
Just
some
a gut
differences.
feeling.
Hey, listen. Hey, man. We went straight exact picks during Collegiate Chaos, so I'm glad we're getting some differences here.
We did, yeah. All right. And last one is Julian Sand completion percentage at 77.67%. I'm looking at the games where he, on the road, Julian Sand was 78.6 against Washington, 70.4, his lowest of the year, against Illinois.
Okay.
Then 85.7%, the second highest in conference against Wisconsin. I'm going over. I mean, it's a huge number, huge number there. But I mean, he's proven it over and over again. Like shame on me for not believing, saying like whatever the number was that Austin had last week. Let's see if I can find that. But I think whatever he had for percentage for Julian Sand, here it was like 78.5, and I'm like under.
Yeah,
it was over. Like, I'm going over. I'm learning my lesson.
Yeah, I mean, everything I said about the spotlight being on him and how he reacts to that. Because it's crazy that you and I are both saying over to this right now.
Yeah. I know.
But we're both saying over to this right now, and I don't think either of us are hesitating. Even though, I mean, it's a good number. Like, I think 78. If you ask me to just pick out of the blue, what do you think Julian Sagan's completion percentage is going to be this weekend? I'd probably say like 78. So it's a great number.
Mm. We got a kick return touchdown for the Bobcats, Jared.
Makes Kyle happy. Kyle loves good special teams play. And yet he has to be an Ohio State fan.
Yeah, that is one thing about Ohio State. That's one thing about Ohio
lays
State.
Around thinking about the Jim Tressel era with just a grin on his face.
The one big area, I mean, the running attack's coming around, but
is
it kind of.
Okay.
But the big glaring point in this team is special teams.
I mean, Ohio State is unspectacular on special teams.
Yeah.
But I've rarely been like, oh no, we're screwed because of special teams. Oh no, we're going to lose a game because of special teams. Like, would I like the punting average to be like 5-10 yards longer? Yeah. If you get into a real dogfight where field position matters, could that hurt you? Yeah, sure could.
I mean, I'm more thinking about the last game in November here.
Ideally,
absolutely
we don't
can make the difference.
Ideally, we don't punt in that game.
Well,
I think their defense is just fine. Quite frankly, I think it's fine, but I think it's just fine. I'll tell you this much: Purdue's not scoring 16 on us this weekend.
No, they're not. But then again, we didn't think Penn State was going to score 10 or double-digit points either.
No, but
turnovers do that. Turnovers will help.
But turnovers do that. It's sort of the same way that, like, hey, how did Michigan only score 21 against Purdue? Turnovers will do that. How did Ohio State give up 14 against Penn State? Allow Penn State to score 14 on them? Turnovers will do that. Turnovers, like shit, they happen.
All right, that's it.
Yep. All right, we did the all right at the same time. We're lock synced tonight, Kyle. We are locked and we are synced. I almost stopped the recording. That's how good I thought that was. I almost just hit stop record. All right, Kyle, do you have anything in Kyle's Corner?
Go support your Columbus Crew this Saturday.
When?
This Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday night, 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Go Crew.
Go Crew. All right. Anything else in Kyle's Corner?
Nope. Let's end it at that.
All right. Tonight's ending music, once again, just like Monday, just like Wednesday, we brought to you by Defiance, Ohio, who, Kyle, are from?
Columbus.
Yeah, from Columbus. Name of the song is Condition 1111. So with all that being said, I'd like to encourage everyone to drink local beer, listen to local music, and of course, support local podcasters. Once again, this is Defiance, Ohio.